And we're back with another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And yeah, let's get to it. So really quick, we're sitting on a used Ryzen processor. Trying to double check what we need: storage and motherboards. We have a new card that we're not going to. So we need a very specific motherboard. We're probably better off waiting for storage. But we do have an empty case, I realized, up here. And I want to pick up and then put back in. That way it'll show up at the bottom. So I kind of wanted to get... kind of could have used that one, but... Alright, so anyway. Let's get back to what we were doing. Alright, so... It's Giovanna again. I'm making great progress. So it'll be a breakthrough any day now, I'm sure of it. The only problem is that I've underestimated the processing power needed to run some of the calculations. The machine you built me handles the simple stuff okay, but it's really choking up on some of the more complex formulae I've developed. That's the price of progress, I suppose. Could you upgrade the machine so it benchmarks something like 4800? I recently got a small grant from my alma mater, so I'm good for the money. Thanks a lot. Giovanni Sciarra, PhD. Everything is theoretically impossible until it's done. Hainlin. Oh, really quick, too, if I didn't say it, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. In case I forgot, so I have $540 to pretty much hit 4,800. Again, that's not enough to do dual card stuff, so really what we can do is figure out two things. We could buy more RAM. Easily we can buy more RAM, and we could probably upgrade the processor with the best one we're holding on to that we spent money on, and that'll give us money back, is what I'm thinking. So, if we go into the shop here, we're going to do the processor first, the 7700. So we're going to say, okay, so 540 minus 260 gives us 280, and then we need to look at the RAM that's in here. 3400 sniper. So let's go to the memory here. We might actually have enough for two more sticks. 3400, and there it is. The 8 gig, another 8 gig stick. So we can go easily to the full 32. So if we do minus 16, if we do two more of these, plus that, we have $48 to burn. What could we spend $48 on that would be worth spending it on? We obviously can't. We could buy a better heatsink, I guess, but kind of what's already there is good enough. We don't have enough for an even for a liquid one, so we could buy fans for the case, I guess, and we should. We have $40, so we have enough to buy 4 fans. So let's add some fans. Huh. That's interesting. I'm looking at this and I just realized the CFM is only 40 versus 53. So these are actually better fans at the same price. So boom, there we go. And then we only have $8 left. So that'll be fine. Alright. Urgent job. What's up? It's Scotty B. Got a kind of urgent request. So this girl I know is... I think I read these last episode, but... so this girl I know from way back is coming over to visit. She's into games, and she runs a stream as well with like 8,000 followers. She's basically the coolest. Kirby love. Anyway, we're gonna stream together, but I don't have a spare rig. Can you upgrade the one you built me as a streaming PC so it can run PUBG and League of Legends 4K. She's visiting in like 4 days, so I need this fast or she's going to think I'm a loser. Thanks, bruh. So, can play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, 4K specs, and has dual cards. So, obviously this dude doesn't have that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it either, but we got $2,000 as our budget. So, let's go into, will it run PUBG? And we'll go to the 4K specs here. So, I have to buy another processor. He's going to need a serious rig here. Whoops. All right, so let's take a look at what he's actually got and figure out what we actually need to fix. So he's got 16 gigs of RAM, so he doesn't need more RAM. He doesn't need more memory. I see the bigger problem, an i7 7700. So actually, a 1600 will be sufficient. Okay, so we don't really need to change his motherboard. So we need to preserve as much money for the video cards and power supply as possible. What has he got in the 650? We don't have anything better than 650 anyway. So let's go to here. Okay, so let's look at 1080s. That's going to be the big thing first that we want to shop for. So 1080, and he needs dual cards, but we need to be careful with wattage. As you can see, they're all in the 180 range, as much as $730. So that's $1,400 plus the processor, though. Actually, that's not a bad break to have two of these beasts in there. So let's say we do two of those. That gives us $540. And then the processor we could max out. We probably don't want the 1800X, though. We need one that runs at the lower wattages. So I would go with the ones that run at 65 watts, because we're pushing the wattage pretty hard here. Well, shit, for 20 bucks more, let's just do it. See what happens. Okay, so from there, that puts us at 170 bucks. Now, what does he have in this rig? He's got a 16 gig 2666. We could probably get one more of those in there too. Memory. So, 2666, and it's going to be the Corsair Dominator 16. Oh my god, we just, I think, get it. And then we have 15 bucks if we buy that. So, bloop. So, yeah, there it is right there. So that's the best of the best for him. So we should be good. Fix. My PC broke itself. I slipped and fell onto the PC and it made a nasty noise. I need it in 10 days. Gigabyte components worth of beat a bomb. I know used parts. Can be cheaper, like new ones, please send from my iPhone. Okay, replace motherboard, replace graphics card. Alright, so we can move. We don't need this anymore, because we're easily meeting this, and we're meeting this. And we already have this, and we're going to have double that, and more. So, sweet. Why you max out their stuff right away so you can get the best rigs. The best rigs. So the motherboard is an AX375. So, AX370, okay, that's 185. And the graphics card is a 1050X. Right. 1050 Ti Gaming X4G. Gaming X4G. Boom. And we accept. So these are the three rigs we're going to knock out really quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let's make sure they're all accepted. Good. Go to our parts list and have it upon the morrow. Alright, this is all squared away. Still waiting for that 7700K or higher. Though I'm starting to wonder... Well, we already figured that out. We could have completed the quest already if we had AMD parts in that dude's machine, but since we don't, it's not possible. And then there's a theory that it may not work anyway, but I'd rather just know for sure. So, boop, 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 boop. So, let me think here. You know what, let's just do the PC bay really quick. Yeah, we want the tower. Yes, I want the broken PC. Yes, I want... Ooh, that's a nice tower. And, oh, yes, I want that. All right, and this stuff's still going. All right, so, boop. Let me think. I think we're okay. Let's do this. Let's just start getting these done. Boop. Boop. And sorry, it was this like work text thing. And I hate to edit videos. I want to show you guys in real time mostly what I'm doing. So this guy needed a new motherboard and he needed a new video card. So let's go ahead and get this done. Luckily, he's not requesting like cabling or anything, so we don't have to dick around too much with that. So we just need to get all of this done. I want to get this one done first because the other ones have a little bit more, actually they have just as much intricacy in them for the most part because a lot of different parts are getting repaired. So, let me think. Yeah, that's toast. How did I end up with this? Oh, it came in our shipment today. So we just need a hard drive? You know what? See, I totally missed out on, wasn't paying attention on that. Oh yeah. Okay, so we could do a build. A singular build. So we'll also do one of those today as well. See, this is what happens when you take a couple days off and you don't remember what the hell it is you bought. So let's do that. And then all of the original parts going back in. See, it's so weird how they don't remember this being put in before. I never understand that philosophy. Do. And we'll head over. And good. As we need to run these usual suspects. And good. We'll check the memory. Do 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 do. All right, so scan it. And run it. All right. Now this guy is the biggins here. So we have a better processor. We have, oops. Okay, I already opened that. We have more RAM. Oops. Which now we end up with these fuckers again, but that's okay. I think they're crossfire, aren't they? Yes, they are. So I might actually have a way to get rid of them. Oh, shit. SLI. Oh. Horse nipple. Let me think about this. How do we get around this? Well, the least expensive thing is the RAM. That was $155. And we had about a little bit extra to spare. Here's what we got to do. Okay, here we got to change the motherboard out. And that means we might get stuck with some RAM. But that's okay. So let's take the whole motherboard out of here. No matter what, for me to get the dual cards in there, we got to do this. So they're SLI, and I totally fucking zoned out on that. Again, it's not a problem. It's just an oversight. So we need something that's hybrid or SLI only. We're better off here. All right, we need AM4 SLI. So it's got to be this guy, 185. We may have to back off on some part. I don't know what. But let's just see what happens. Might have to get a cheaper processor, but we now have the appropriate rig here for the cards. Actually, $355. Oh yeah, we're over $355. We're easily over that. I think it was like $370. Yeah, $15 over. Shit. Okay, so yeah, we'll spend a little bit more because I done goofed. Processor. Yeah, that was an oversight by me. Idiot. So let's go here. So 355. We have to go with the 7. And then we're done with that one. So we have a really high-end processor that we're sitting on AMD-wise. That's okay. Again, we can, if we have to build a rig, we'll build it with that setup in mind. And there's the $5 remaining. We won't fuck with what he's got. Oh, wait a minute, what? You're kidding, right? This fit before. Well, we need to get it to fit now because we can't swap it out at this point. Strangely enough, that stuff's compatible. Oh, it says incompatible. My bad. Alright. And we have an extra stick of RAM to dick around with. We'll find a use for it. I'm not worried about it. Just need to make sure that the RAM is at least somewhat set. Even though for some reason it won't go past 2400, and we know that that's higher than 2400. But maybe that rig's not rated for RAM higher. Like again, some computers have certain intervals that they will work at and others don't. We also bought fans, I think, for this rig too. That we can't use now. But that's okay. That's just the way it goes, you know. All is fair in failure and fuckitude. But it worked out because we ended up buying something we didn't think we were going to use. And now we actually are going to use it on that computer. Excuse me, over there. Alright. Well, that's going. This guy just needed a bigger score. So we have his RAM. My budget was only $540. I don't think we got him new video cards though, but I know we did memory. This memory. And we have an upgraded processor for him. Now see, it comes back in as new, so I wouldn't be that uninclined to put it on the marketplace, even though we would make more money putting it in a new rig. We could put it, you know, something else. We could do something else with it. Yeah, we have $48 remaining. We can put some fans in here. So yeah, he was the one that was gonna get the fans put in. And then maybe we'll put some top fans in there too at some point. I don't know. We'll see. You know the RAM should be rated right because we didn't unplug the motherboard. So the RAM should be fine. But we'll check everything else. I will check the RAM since we'll double check and make sure that it is correct. Yep, it is correct. $5 remaining. So what are we actually sitting on here? We're sitting on a Kaby Lake, which means we have to use an AMD, or an Intel rather, actually. Well, we have two motherboards. We could actually build two rigs. Do we have two towers? The two towers. 12,000. Oh, this thing is gorgeous. It's a thing of beauty. We don't have an extra case. We have a case that we can work with. So I would say we'll build a Ryzen machine first. Well, that's going. Because we have everything else. Alright, let's say if we're doing dual cards, they're lighter cards, I think, so we should be able to get away with a 450. They both have crossfire, don't they? Okay, well, crossfire means they have room for two cards. This doesn't look like it has room for shit. You know, let's put it in here and see what happens. I'll be the judge of whether it's real crossfire or not. So, I got two 980s, so if I need to really bend the will to something, I can. But I kind of want to get rid of these. Looks like it would work. And then it's really right below it. I don't know, it fits. CPU, this is technically used. You're throwing money away, I know. I don't care. Put in this shitty 4 gig stick, I guess. So we're not putting in the best of the best on this rig, so kind of in the middle. I didn't check the wattage on the rig itself, so hopefully we're good. I did not put a hard drive in there, I just realized. Let's put this mount on before I forget. Put this guy. We'll put this guy in here. And this rig is done. We're not going to be... Alright, really quick. Sorry about that really rough edit. For some reason, my... everything just kind of crashed. And I was like, whoa, hey, with the recording software. And I kept going for like about a minute or two before I realized it was out. So we obviously have something to fix over here. The power supply is just clearly not enough. We'll go with our 520 watt and give that a try. Since we're sitting on those. We have two of them, actually. This really is the best way to test this since we know 450 is not enough. So will 70 watts do it? We'll find out. If not, then we can't dual card this, and we'll have to either sit on these 3 gig cards or sell them, which I'm equally willing to do. And then just throw something else dual card in there that's a lot less wattage. So yeah, sorry about that. That was really strange. Okay, so I turned in the other quests. I don't know. I believe that was where people might be wondering where I am. I turned in the other quest. We had access to the i7-7700K finally. So that's all squared away. And we're also going to add into him a solid state hard drive for his waiting, though it's not going to matter. But I made the executive decision that we need to start accepting these other quests because we may not get access to them because they're 5-star. We might lose some rating because this dude had to wait so long. So let's get these agreed to, and then that way, if he does give us a lower score, we have some rigs to do, or we do it tomorrow, where we accept the stuff for this, and his parts, and we accept all the new stuff the next day before we even start working. So that could be the better way to do it, even. My friend said you work with the computers. I've got money. Can you make the upgrade? I need it to benchmark 3869. Can you do that? I need 16 gigs of RAM. The news parts could be cheaper. It's not as quick as it used to be. I'm ignoring the complete buy days because we usually tend to do these very quickly. So before we even figure out what he wants, we need to figure out what he's got. So he needs 8 gigs at 3600. So that's our first step. And obviously his video card is trash. So 8 gig 3600. 8 gig 3600. And he had the sniper, G-Skill Sniper X Black. It's 36? Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, okay. So 120. So we're at, which gives us 420 for a Vigicard. We accept, obviously. Anything's better than what he's got. So let's just go right to graphics cards in the 420 range. I think there's a 425, so 435. Okay, so 420 range is really just, you know what, let's just go with the biggest and the best. Or we're actually sitting on this. I think that one's fresh, too. Yeah, we have an RX 480. So let's just say, but again, I could get screwed and not be able to use it. $420 is a lot. You know what? We'll just go with this. So, yeah, I'm just convinced that's what we need to do. All right. Could you build something for me? Absolutely. I'm in the market for a new PC. I need it to benchmark at least 3275. Can you do that? Let's cool the CPU with a water cooler. Can you get it done quickly? My brother has Intel in his PC. He says they're the best. Oh, crap. It blue screened again. All right, so let's go with different cards. Let's see what... First of all, we need to see why these are not working. Because you'd think they would. And I have a feeling that they're like big watts. Yeah, they're 250 watts, so you need a 650 or higher to run them. So we got to run something else. And we got two 970s and we got two 980s, both in the watt range. We could use. I want to try to get away with as much as we can here. Though, however, if we go with a lower tier, 145. If we go with a lower tier, we could probably go with a weaker power supply. So I want to actually try that. I know we're putting a lot of work into trying to get rid of that crappy power supply, but it's for the greater good. Alright, and then, because these 520s I'm not too worried about. If we stick in the 130 range, 150 range power supply, it's the 450 watt power supply. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot harder to get rid of if we don't get rid of it now. Alright, so I think we were going to go here. Well, yeah, we can't do those. Those are too big. I don't have another 8 gig one, I don't think. I only have a 480. Oh, but that's a new card, and we're going to be using that, so we don't want to dump that. Wait, nothing fits that? Okay, I've... There we go. Let me take this out. Oh, god damn it. I just did this. GTX 970. There we go. So... Oh, wait. These are all SLI, and this is a Crossfire motherboard. Son of a bitch. Here we go. Crossfire. So, 5... 4, 8, we have 8 and 4 gigs, and I don't think those will work in tandem with each other. Well, 470's there. Where did I... And that's a 4 gig. Let's try these two. Yeah, there we go. So this should work. Alright. Okay, let's get back to this. Alright, so CPU and AIO water cooler. So what do we have for CPUs that we've spent money on? We have this thing, which is like $370. Oh, he wants a build. Ooh. $32.75 isn't very high, though. So if we go and say, how much is that processor that we just bought? The very, very expensive one. It's $370. We have $720 to go the rest of the way here. Let's just pretend in our minds that this is what we're going to go for, but we might have to go hyper cheap, which I don't want to do. I don't want to do unless I have to. So we'll get one of these. Memory 3200. We don't have to go 3200 on the memory. So let's go less, and let's go 8 gigs of RAM at 2400. Would only be here. The graphics card we can come back to. Storage is going to be 60. Excuse me. It's going to be 60. Power supply. We'll go with only 550 for now. Screw it, we'll go with 60. It just makes sense to go all the way to there for $5 more, you know. And that will give us that. And then we have $370. Oh, no, $360 because we got to add that. 300 and... Wait a minute. Didn't he want Intel? Fuck. He wants Intel. Oops. Okay. My whole system is wrong here, so let's back up. Nope. Nope. Yes. And he wanted AIO cooling. So, alright, so we gotta kind of start this over. Not in a bad way or anything. So, we have hard drive, the power supply, the tower. Okay, so where are we really on here? We need to get a processor. An Intel processor. We don't need to go as high now. We're not sitting on an Intel, are we? No, we're not. And look at that, it made it. Ooh. Come back and deal with that in a minute. Exciting. I don't want to go this big, so let's go with a i6700. Puts us at 680. He wants liquid cooling. Puts us at 610. He needs an Intel motherboard, and I want one that does both. So that's going to be 175. 435 for memory and graphics card. Oh wait, no, memory is not in there. So let's go with the 2400. 8 gig stick. 365 for the graphics card. Yeah, there's some good ones in there, but they're not SLI, which makes me worry. Well, 355. We actually have the 355 in here, which I think we were going to use. So we'll use the fresh one of these that we're sitting on. So that gives us $10. $10, which we will not spend. All right, so that's in there. And actually, we could same day order these things too, and knock the 2 new rigs out. So maybe we'll do that. Can you fix my PC? Are you okay to repair my PC? Can you help me? I have no idea what's wrong. My granddad thought the PC needed oiling, and the results didn't seem good. I like nice shiny new components. Have you heard of Gigabyte? They're meant to be pretty good. $215. That easily could be just a very high-end motherboard. AX370. It's the Gaming 5. So, something suspicious here. Minus 185 is $30. 33 eSport 1. That's 33, so it can't be that. It could be that, but we accept it, but I think there's something else wrong. But what's $30 that he's got in there that might be broken? Let me check hard drive. 252. Yep, found it. Bad hard drive. Alright, and then new rig. Hello, I used to build my own PCs, but I don't have the time anymore. Can you help? This is important. I needed to benchmark 4296. Can you install an AIO cooler in it? I like nice shiny new components. My brother has MSI in his PC. He says they're the best. So that's just the graphics card. So here's where we're going to get to put in that really high-end processor we're pretty much sitting on. So if we go in here, it's going to be this guy here. So we're going to minus 370. That puts us at 1030. Cooling, he wants water cooling, so we'll add that, which is another 70. Then we'll do the usual suspects here that are up here. So 2 $60 items and a $50 item. So that puts us at $790. Now we need a motherboard. It's an AMD. I want access to both SLI and Crossfire. And his budget doesn't allow for really that much. So let's go. It looks a lot, but because we're putting a high-end processor, we can't really get too crazy. We have to be a little bit more relaxed here. So there we go here. So now we're at 605, and we need memory and graphics. I would say 3200 8 gigs would be fine. So what would 16 cost actually? 210. No, it's too much. We'll go with 8 gig, I think we'll be fine. So let's go with, I like the sniper, it looks kind of cool. They have it in black? No, they don't. Alright, so boom. So $495 to spend on a graphics card. So we'll just go really big. It's $495 right here is the golden, and it's SLI. Big on the wattage. What do we have here? Though if we back off somewhere monetarily, we could put this big ass 1070 in there, which is starting to excite me, because that'll more or less give us the performance, because we're only $15 off. We can back off. We need to back off somewhere if possible. So let's say let's maybe go with different RAM. So let's go back to memory, because we were at 605. That was 110 for 3200. What about 2800 at 8 gig? Right here. That would give us 515. Alright. I can get behind this. Oh, but he wants MSI. Shoot. No! It's 520. Son of a bitch. Okay, so then we got to go down one more speed, I think, of memory. So let's... Darn it. So we were at 2800, 2666. Yeah. 525. Okay, and then we can go to graphics card. And we can go with the one that he really wants, which is this one. Kind of sucks when you gotta really nickel and dime it by that. But that is what it is. Oh, it's and it's a new rig. So, okay, so we've got his stuff squared away. So, this is a good place for me to stop for right now, guys. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And when we come back, we're going to build these two rigs right away. We're going to make it and turn them in. We're also going to make it the next day. Or we could just all do all of this the next day. And what we're going to do is, instead of going to the builds right away, we're going to go ahead and shop for everything else for the following day to accept all the quests and stuff in case we take a hit on the one rig that we're looking at. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do next day delivery on all of this. So yes. And we're good there. And then, we're going to go into the next day and get all that done. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitchtv.com/JackTartStudios, for more Let's Plays done live with you guys, getting in on the fun. And check out our Chairman of the Board show, which is also at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios, as well as Hobo Head Crab Blind Plays. And he's a guy, I'm 34, so he's 10 years younger than me, and missed out on all of the really cool JRPGs and retro games out there. And for him, he's getting into them, and we're doing it as a team. I'm helping him through these very old and abstract games, and he's loving it. He wishes they made game stories like they used to. And trust me, you guys will love it. Check it out at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios. You can also support us there monetarily if you like. A lot of people have asked me, how can we support your channel? I don't have a Patreon or a Subscribe Star yet. That's open to the public. And so the best way to do it's on the Twitch channel. Even if you're not going to frequent there, you can subscribe through Amazon Prime. And all the money that's being made for the channel is being reintroduced to the channel for improvements for you guys. So it's all about giving back. So anyway, thanks guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.